biggest event for BMNR shareholders is coming up in a couple of days in Las Vegas, and I'm going there for the annual shareholder meeting, and I want to see if I get all the answers to all my questions. And today we will talk about all of those questions. I want to hear your questions in the comments so we can make the best out of it. I obviously take my camera with me now, currently in New York, in the snowy New York, but then I'm going to Germany, and then I'm going back to Vegas for you guys to be and capture all of this, because this will be a fantastic journey. So let's dive in.
Welcome to the game. I'm the wolf of Dubai.
If you don't know who I am, my name is Danny, and I'm looking for stocks that can go up very, very high, and I try to be very, very early. I did this many times before, so my subscribers bought actually houses and apartments in the United States, okay? So if you want to do the same, then you should follow my free content here all over social media, you know, my X account, my YouTube channels, everything, okay? Whatever Wolf of Dubai, follow it, and don't miss a heartbeat, because, you know, I always share every day. We put a lot of thoughts about these videos, a lot of about work, right, with a team, like, you know, editors, you know, we have much more people behind the scenes to make it happen for you, so you get these videos free of charge, okay? So, but imagine what I do free of charge for my community and what I do for our private members, okay? For xtendaytrading.com, where we have our AutoPilot software, where I invested over $1 million to develop this, because it was never done before, and I think it will never be done after, because it's so hard to solve, okay? So we have a team of professional day traders that look for the market. We all work together. We send the trades out to all our members, the buying, the exit. We watch the market, so you don't have to, right? And you can benefit from short-term moves, and this is absolutely fantastic. So if you want to join, you can schedule a call. We have a couple of spaces left for this year to make a call or to be part of it in January. So make sure to do it now. And we want to achieve between 8 to 15% per month. So compounded comes to, let's say when you start with $10,000, you could be at $58,000 at the end of the first 12 months. And then we, you know, compound that, and you can see how big it can be. Okay. So if you have $10,000, schedule a call with me personally, and we see if we can help you as well. Now, let's talk about the upcoming annual shareholder meeting. Obviously, it's one of the biggest events, because it's the very first event for BitMine where shareholders, the community, Tom Lee, and the management all comes together and face whoever is invested in BitMine, okay? So maybe you will see a couple of people from the institutions, right? Which would be also amazing. Maybe you will find people like Stan Druckenmiller. I think, like, you know, or Peter Thiel, right? I don't know, or Katie Wood, right? I don't know if they are attending this kind of events. I doubt it. The probability is very low, but maybe yes, okay? So it would be nice to sit at the bar with Katie Wood and talk about BitMine or Tom Lee, right? So it will be amazing what can be done there, what I can capture with my camera, what I can tell you with my off camera. Like, it will be amazing, okay? So the questions that I prepared are the following, and I want your opinion on them, and also I want to know which question you would love to ask me as well, okay? So the first question is, okay, what will happen? We did around almost 5% of Ethereum in like 6 months, okay? So it's fair to say that in another year, we could reach the 10%. So first of all, when it will be announced, and is still the goal to go to 10%. Second, what will be after that? Do we find any other crypto or assets to make actually another treasury out of it? For example, maybe after 10% of Ethereum, I don't think they will go higher than that, because, you know, it's still a decentralized asset, and I think that the Ethereum community will not be so much approved of, you know, having a company that has, like, let's say 20% of Ethereum, right? But what happens if 10% is achieved? Do we go then for Solana or Bitcoin, right? That will be the question. So that's another question that I had. Then I have a question of, when we stake Ethereum, is there a way to make more money out of the Ethereum stake? So for example, could we write options for Ethereum and collect the premium for, or be the biggest Ethereum options provider in the whole world, right? question. Or maybe we could have another vehicle of offering loans, right? So there's a lot of things that we can think about of making the power of being one of the biggest network holder more translated to income. So that will be another question, right? Then I have a couple of more questions. So be ready. So the next question that I actually had, why it was necessary to raise 50 billion shares, okay? Or why it's necessary to have this capability to have so many shares? Obviously, this diluting us and makes some shareholders quite nervous. But is it because you want to make some deals with it? Because think about it. The reason that they could do that is not only to buy more Ethereum, because that will be much more than you ever could need to buy more Ethereum. But it could mean that they can make some deals, right? So they can say, hey, you know what? We're buying this company and we are giving you a little bit of cash, let's say $1 billion in cash, and we give you 1 billion shares of Bitcoin, for example, right? So it would be obviously not necessary or needed, but just the imagination of something like that could happen, right? Obviously not 1 billion because that would be crazy, but for example, 1 million shares of Bitcoin, right? At $30 a share, that's 30 million, okay? So and a little bit of cash, let's say 100 million in cash, they could have pretty good war chest to buy another company in AI, in crypto, in DeFi, very, very interesting. Now, let's dive into another question that I had. Besides staking, is there any other income producing activities possible here, right? So with this, as I mentioned before, maybe options, maybe a totally different way, okay? Maybe offering this Ethereum for any financial services or putting this as collateral for getting a loan to buy more Ethereum. This would be not so preferable because this would be not so preferred, in my personal opinion, because we don't want to have loans or credit, right? But it could be a way. So do all moonshot investments are in crypto space or also in the field of, for example, AI, right? So are we planning to maybe expand from crypto and going more AI we saw just recently Nvidia bought Grok, which was a startup for 5-6 years, and it was acquired for $20 billion, right? So quite interesting what can be done. And the last question that I had, how long DMark is engaged with Bitmain? So is he like a constant partner that, offer views when to buy Ethereum? Or is he just was this like a one-time thing, right? So let me know. I have a few more questions that I will share with you, but I need to think about it a little bit longer to how to do it right. I submit all the questions already, so I hope that they will be asked at the meeting. Maybe there will be like a question round to ask. So it will be quite interesting to see, what can be done. So let me know in the comments if you have any other questions. I will include them. I will take them with me to Vegas. And obviously, I see you tomorrow. Check out xnDayTrading.com if you want us to day trade for you in your account all automatically. And I see you obviously tomorrow for a brand new video because the grass is greener always on the other side.